The Tale of the Three Brothers and the Hallows. In a time long faded, where twilight draped the world in whispers, a riverbank lay nestled in a misty valley of medieval England. The air was cool, scented with damp earth and the delicate sweetness of wild flowers, their petals trembling in the evening breeze. The river gurgled softly, its waters catching the last glimmers of daylight, reflecting a sky where stars began to peek through a lavender veil. Mist curled like a lover's breath, weaving through reeds and will-o'-the-wisps that flickered like tiny lanterns, their pale glow dancing in the twilight. The valley was alive with a quiet magic, the grass soft underfoot, the air humming with the promise of secrets yet untold. Along this riverbank walked three brothers, Antioch, Cadmus, and Ignotus Peveril, their cloaks heavy with dew, their wands glowing faintly, their steps a gentle rhythm against the earth's heartbeat. The brothers were wizards of renown, their hearts as varied as the gifts they would soon receive. Antioch, the eldest, carried ambition in his stride, his eyes sharp with a hunger for power. Cadmus, the second, bore a quiet longing, his gaze distant, as if searching for something lost. Ignotus, the youngest, moved with humility, his steps soft, his heart steady with wisdom. They paused by the river, its murmur a soothing melody, the mist parting to reveal a figure cloaked in shadow, death itself, as the canon tale from the deathly Hallows recounts. The air grew cooler, the scent of moss sharper, and the brothers stood still, their wands aglow, their breaths misting in the twilight. Death's voice was a whisper, both chilling and calm, offering gifts for their cleverness in crossing a river none should have crossed. The encounter was a moment suspended in time, the valley's magic, a gentle pulse around them. Antioch, bold and fierce, asked for a wand unconquerable, and death crafted the elder wand from an elder tree, its wood dark and sleek, its core thrumming with unmatched power. Cadmus, his heart heavy with loss, sought to defy death, and received the resurrection stone, its surface smooth and black, glowing faintly with a promise of reunion. Ignotus, humble and wise, chose a cloak to hide from death's gaze, and was given the invisibility cloak, its fabric shimmering like liquid starlight, soft as a sigh. The river's gurgle blended with death's words, the scent of wild flowers grounding the moment, the will-o'-the-wisps flickering like stars. The brothers' choices were a melody, their wands glowing softly, the valley a dreamy cradle for their tale. Each brother took a different path, their gifts shaping their fates as the canon story unfolds. Antioch wielded the Elder Wand, its power a blaze that lit his battles. But pride led him to a grave under a starry sky, the wand passing to another. Cadmus turned the resurrection stone, its glow summoning shades of those he loved, but their sorrow deepened his own, and he followed them into shadow. Ignotus draped the invisibility cloak over his life, living quietly, his heart light, until he greeted death as a friend. The cloak, a legacy for his kin. The valley bore witness, its mist curling around their stories, the river's song a lullaby that carried their choices into the night. The air was thick with the scent of earth and dew, the stars above a gentle glow. The Hallows, magic, a soothing thread that wove through time. The brothers' paths were marked by the valley's calm, its beauty a backdrop to their triumphs and sorrows. Antioch's battles echoed through distant fields, his wand's sparks a fleeting fire in the dark. Cadmus's longing lingered by the river, the stone's glow a bittersweet light, its shadows soft but heavy. Ignotus's life was quieter, his cloak a shield that wrapped him in peace, his steps silent on the grass. The valley's mist was a comfort, its wild flowers a reminder of life's fleeting beauty, its will-o'-the-wisps a guide through the twilight. The Hallows were more than objects. They were dreams, choices, stories, their magic a hum that resonated through the ages, a lullaby that soothed the heart. Centuries passed, and the tale of the three brothers became a legend, whispered in the halls of Hogwarts, its words etched in books like the tales of Beedle the Bard. The Elder Wand, the Resurrection Stone, and the Invisibility Cloak, the Deathly Hallows, lived on, their stories a spark in the wizarding world. A student, curled in a Hogwarts library, found the tale in a worn book, its pages yellowed, its ink shimmering under candlelight. The library was quiet, the air scented with parchment and old leather, the shelves looming like silent guardians. The student read of the brothers, their choices painted in vivid strokes, the river's mist, the wand's power, the stone's sorrow, the cloak's grace. The tale's magic was a gentle pulse, its words a melody that wrapped the student in a dreamy calm. The student imagined the riverbank, its mist curling, its waters singing, the brothers' wands glowing under the stars. They saw Antioch's fire, Cadmus's grief, Ignotus's peace, the valley a cradle for their tale. The library's candles flickered, their light dancing on the book's pages, the air thick with the scent of wax and dust. The Hallows story was a thread in Hogwarts tapestry, their magic a whisper that echoed through the castle's halls. The students' thoughts drifted, carried by the tale's rhythm, the library's warmth, a soothing embrace. The book's glow was a beacon, its words a lullaby that eased their heart. The Hallows, a mystery that lingered like starlight. One evening, the student sat by a tall library window, the book open in their lap, the tale's words still fresh in their mind. Outside, the Hogwarts grounds stretched under a starry sky, the lake reflecting the heavens like a mirror of dreams. The window's glass was cool, its surface misted with the evening's breath, the air scented with stone and the faint tang of ink. The student traced the book's pages, imagining the riverbank where the brothers stood, the mist curling around their cloaks, the river's song a soothing melody. The Hallows' magic was a gentle hum, their story a thread that tied past to present, a promise of wonder and choice. The library was still, save for the candle's flicker and the distant hum of the castle's magic, a lullaby that blended with the tale's rhythm. The students' thoughts wandered to the brothers' fates. Antioch's fire extinguished, Cadmus's longing unanswered, Ignotus's quiet farewell. The valley's mist seemed to linger in their mind, its wild flowers a fleeting scent, its will-o'-the-wisps a guiding light. The Hallows were a dream, a spark of magic that lived in stories, their power a whisper that soothed the soul. The window's glow painted the student's face, its light blending with the book's shimmer, and their eyes grew heavy, their breath slowing. The tale's melody was a comfort, its images vivid yet soft, like a dream painted in moonlight and mist. The air was thick with the scent of parchment and wax, the library's warmth, a gentle embrace that lulled their heart. The candles popped, sending sparks upward, and the students smiled, their heart light, the book a treasure in their hands. The library was quiet, save for the faint rustle of pages and the hum of the castle's magic, a melody that echoed the river's song. Outside, Hogwarts stood under a starry sky, its towers aglow, its grounds a cradle for stories. The students' eyes closed, their breath even, the window's cool glass and the book's warmth a soothing embrace. The tale of the three brothers, with its mist and magic, was a testament to choice and legacy, a lullaby that carried them into restful sleep, a dreamy journey woven into the heart of the wizarding world. The Life of Nicolas Flamel and the Philosopher's Stone. In the soft dawn of 14th century Paris, where cobblestones gleamed with morning mist, a quiet street hummed with the gentle pulse of magic. The air was thick with the scent of fresh baked bread from nearby ovens and the cool tang of river mist drifting from the Seine. Lanterns hung above shop doors, their flickering light casting golden pools across the stones, illuminating signs etched with alchemical symbols. The river's murmur was a soothing melody, blending with the distant chime of a cathedral bell, wrapping the city in a dreamy calm. In a modest shop, its windows glowing with a warm amber light, Nicolas Flamel worked, his robes dusted with herbs, his eyes bright with the spark of discovery. Canonically known as the alchemist who created the Philosopher's Stone, he was a man of quiet genius, his heart bound to the mysteries of magic, his wand a steady companion in the morning's hush. The shop was a haven of creation, its shelves cluttered with vials of shimmering potions, their colors dancing in the lantern light. Emerald, sapphire, ruby. The air was heavy with the scent of dried lavender and molten metal. The hearth crackling softly, its flames casting shadows that swayed like whispers on the walls. Nicolas worked alongside his wife, Perenelle, their voices a gentle hum as they mixed ingredients, their wands sparking with delicate precision. The canon tells of their creation of the Philosopher's Stone, a legendary artifact that granted eternal life and turned base metals to gold. The shop's warmth was a comfort, its air alive with the hum of magic, the hearth's glow a soothing beacon that lulled the heart into calm. Nicolas's work was a dance of patience and wonder, his hands steady as he stirred potions, his wand tracing charms that shimmered like starlight. The Philosopher's Stone began as a dream, a spark in the crucible of his mind. Late into the night, the shop glowed, its lanterns flickering, the air thick with the scent of herbs and wax. Nicolas and Perenelle pored over ancient texts, their pages worn, their ink glowing faintly under candlelight. The stone took shape in a crucible, its surface smooth and radiant, a ruby glow that pulsed with life. The canon notes its power, an elixir to extend life, a touch to transmute metal. Its magic, a gentle thread that wove through their lives. The hearth's crackle was a steady rhythm, the stone's hum a lullaby that wrapped the shop in a dreamy embrace. The creation was a moment of quiet triumph, the stone's glow illuminating the shop, its warmth a promise of miracles. Nicolas held it, its weight light but profound, its surface warm against his palm. Perenelle's smile was a melody, her hand brushing his as they tested the stone's power. A drop of elixir, shimmering like liquid starlight, granted vitality. Its taste sweet and grounding. A touch to lead transformed it to gold, its gleam a reflection of their shared dream. The shop's air was alive with the scent of molten metal and herbs, the lantern's light blending with the stone's radiance. A soothing glow that lulled the soul. The Seine's murmur drifted through the window, its song a gentle counterpoint to the stone's hum. The shop, a haven where magic was born. The Philosopher's Stone became a secret, guarded with care. Its power a gift Nicolas and Perenelle used wisely. Canonically, they lived for centuries, their lives extended by the elixir, their gold funding acts of kindness, charities, shelters, aid for those in need. The shop remained their home, its hearth burning bright, its air thick with the scent of herbs and magic. They worked in quiet harmony, their wands sparking, their laughter a soft melody that filled the night. The stone's glow was a constant, its magic a gentle pulse that resonated through their lives, a lullaby that soothed the heart. The cobblestones outside gleamed under starlight, the Seine's song a dreamy echo, the shop a sanctuary where time seemed to pause. Centuries passed, and the Philosopher's Stone became a legend, its story whispered in the halls of Hogwarts, where it would one day be hidden. In modern times, a student sat in the Hogwarts library, a book open before them, its pages glowing with tales of Nicolas, Flamel. The library was a haven, its shelves towering with ancient tomes, the air heavy with the scent of parchment and old leather. The student read of the stone, its ruby glow, its power to defy time, its creation a spark of genius in a Parisian shop. The canon tells of its role in Harry's story, a treasure protected by spells, its legacy a thread in the wizarding world. The library's candles flickered, their light dancing on the pages, the air alive with the hum of magic. A soothing melody that wrapped the student in calm. The student imagined Nicolas in his shop, his wand sparking, his crucible glowing, Perenelle by his side. They saw the stone, its ruby light pulsing, its warmth a promise of life and gold. The library's warmth was a comfort, its air thick with the scent of wax and dust. The book's pages a window to a distant time, The student's thoughts drifted to the Seine, its murmur a lullaby, the cobblestones gleaming under dawn's light. The stone's magic was a gentle pulse, its story a melody that resonated through centuries, a spark that lit the wizarding world. The library was still, save for the candles' flicker and the faint hum of the castle's magic, a dreamy calm that lulled their heart. One quiet evening, the student settled by a library fire, the book resting in their lap, the tale of Nicolas Flamel fresh in their mind. The hearth burned low, its embers glowing, its warmth wrapping the room in a gentle embrace. The air was heavy with the scent of old books and wood smoke, the fire's crackle a steady rhythm that blended with the castle's pulse. Outside, the Hogwarts grounds stretched under a starry sky, the lake reflecting the heavens like a mirror of dreams. The student traced the book's pages, imagining Nicholas's shop, its lanterns flickering, its air alive with the scent of herbs and magic. The stone's glow was a vision, its ruby light a beacon that echoed through time, its magic a lullaby that soothed the soul. The student's eyes grew heavy, their breath slowing, the hearth's warmth a comfort that lulled their heart. They saw Nicholas and Perenelle in their shop, their wands sparking, their laughter a melody that carried through centuries. The Philosopher's Stone was more than an artifact. It was a story, a legacy of genius and kindness woven into the wizarding world. The fire popped, sending sparks upward, and the students smiled, their heart light, the book a treasure in their hands. The air was thick with the scent of parchment and wood, the hearth's glow a beacon that echoed the stone's radiance. The library was quiet, save for the fire's soft song and the hum of the castle's magic, a melody that blended with the tale's rhythm. The castle stood under a starry sky, its towers aglow, its grounds a cradle for stories. The student's thoughts drifted, carried by the fire's glow and the book's hum, a dreamy calm that eased their soul. The Philosopher's Stone was a spark of wonder, its elixir a gift, its gold a legacy of care. The library's warmth was a soothing embrace, its air alive with the scent of old books and magic. The student's breath was even, their eyes closing, the fire's crackle and the stone's tale a lullaby that carried them into restful sleep. The hearth's embers glowed, their light fading, but their warmth remained, a testament to Nicolas Flamel, whose stone lit the wizarding world, a gentle hum that lulled the listener into the soft embrace of dreams. the history of the night bus. In the bustling heart of 19th century wizarding London, where cobblestones gleamed with rain under a twilight sky, the air was alive with the scent of coal smoke and the faint hum of magic. Lanterns hung from wrought iron posts, their flickering light casting golden pools across the wet streets, illuminating cloaks that rustled in the evening breeze. The city hummed with life, vendors calling, wands sparking, the distant clatter of hooves blending with the soft patter of rain. In a quiet alley, tucked away from the clamor, a workshop glowed with a warm, inviting light, its windows misted with the breath of the night. The air carried the scent of polished wood and leather, a soothing melody woven into the city's pulse. Here, the night bus was born, a canon creation designed to rescue stranded witches and wizards. Its magic, a spark of hope in the dark. The workshop was a haven of creation, its walls lined with tools and charmed blueprints, the air thick with the scent of varnish and magic. The canon tells of the night bus's origin in the 19th century, crafted by a group of innovative wizards, perhaps ancestors of Ernie Prang, the driver known to later generations. The bus itself was a marvel, its purple frame gleaming under lantern light, its wheels charmed to glide through the narrowest alleys, its beds swaying gently to cradle passengers. The creators worked late into the night, their wands sparking, their laughter a soft melody that mingled with the creak of wood and the hum of spells. The air was warm, the scent of polished oak grounding, the workshop a cozy sanctuary where dreams of rescue took shape. The first ride was a moment of magic, a leap into the unknown. The bus, freshly painted, stood ready in the alley, its lanterns glowing like stars, its purple hue a beacon in the misty night. A wizard, stranded far from home, raised their wand, and the night bus appeared with a bang, its wheels rattling, its frame lurching through the rain-soaked streets. The conductor, a cheerful figure with a quick smile, welcomed the passenger aboard, their voice a soothing chant that eased the traveler's heart. The canon details its wild speed, squeezing through impossible gaps, its magic bending space to deliver wizards to safety. The interior was warm, its beds plush, the scent of leather and wood a comfort. The bus's creak a lullaby that wrapped the journey in a dreamy calm. The night bus's adventures were a tapestry of rescues, its wheels carrying it across fields and cities, its lanterns lighting the way through stormy nights. It sped through London's alleys, its frame shimmering as it slipped between buildings. its passengers laughing in surprise at its reckless grace. Canonically, it was a lifeline for those in need, appearing with a bang to whisk them away, its conductor calling destinations with a cheery grin. The bus's magic was a gentle pulse, its motion a soothing rhythm that rocked passengers into calm. The air was thick with the scent of rain and magic. The lantern's glow, a beacon that promised safety. The journey, a melody that lulled the heart into peace. Each ride was a story, a thread in the bus's legacy. A young witch, lost in a storm, found warmth in its beds, her wand casting a soft light as the bus sped through the night. An old wizard, stranded in a village, smiled as the conductor's voice welcomed him aboard. The bus's creak, a comfort in the dark. The cannon notes its purple hue, its wild speed, its ability to appear where needed, a marvel of wizarding ingenuity. The workshop's warmth lingered in its frame, the scent of varnish and leather, a reminder of its creator's care. The bus's hum was a lullaby, its lanterns a constellation of hope, its journeys a dreamy escape through the wizarding world. Centuries later, the night bus endured, its purple frame a familiar sight in the modern wizarding world. Students at Hogwarts heard tales of its rescues, their textbooks glowing with stories of its wild rides. A young wizard, stranded after a late-night adventure, raised their wand, and the bus appeared, its bang echoing through the quiet fields. They stepped aboard, the interior warm, its beds swaying gently, the air scented with leather and magic. The conductor's voice was a soothing chant, calling their destination as the bus lurched forward, its wheels gliding through the night. The canon tells of its role in Harry's story, a lifeline in times of need. Its magic, a thread that tied past to present. The student settled into a bed, the bus's motion a gentle rock, its lanterns casting a soft glow that danced across the walls. The air was thick with the scent of polished wood and rain. The bus's creak, a melody that soothed their heart. They imagined the workshop where it was born, its creator's wands sparking, their laughter a hum that filled the night. The night bus was more than a vehicle. It was a guardian, a spark of hope that carried wizards through the dark. The journey was a dreamy adventure, its motion a lullaby that wrapped them in calm. The lantern's light, a beacon that echoed the bus's magic. One stormy night, the student lingered by the bus's window, the rain pattering softly, the lantern's glow, a comfort in the dark. The air was heavy with the scent of leather and wet earth. The bus's creak, a steady rhythm that blended with the night's hum. Outside, The fields stretched under a turbulent sky, the stars hidden, but their promise lingering. The students' thoughts drifted to the bus's first ride, its purple frame gleaming, its creator's laughter, a melody that carried through centuries. The bus's magic was a gentle pulse, its motion a soothing embrace that lulled their soul. The conductor's voice was a distant chant, calling destinations with a warmth that eased the heart. The students' eyes grew heavy, their breath slowing. The bus's warmth, a comfort that wrapped them in peace. They saw the workshop in their mind's eye, its lanterns flickering, its air alive with the scent of varnish and magic. The night bus's legacy was a thread in the wizarding world, its rescues a testament to its creator's vision, its hum a lullaby that soothed the soul. The window's glass was cool, its surface misted with rain. The lantern's glow, a beacon that lit the night. The student's heart was light, their thoughts drifting like leaves on the wind. The bus's motion, a dreamy calm that carried them into rest. The bus sped through the night, its wheels gliding, its lanterns a constellation of hope in the storm. The student leaned against the window, the scent of leather and rain grounding. The bus's creak, a melody that echoed its first journey. The air was thick with the hum of magic. The lantern's light, a gentle glow that painted the interior in shades of gold and shadow. The night bus was a sanctuary, its motion a lullaby for the lost, its magic a spark that lit the wizarding world. The student's breath was even, their eyes closing, the bus's warmth a soothing embrace that lulled them into sleep. The night was vast, the rain a soft patter, the bus a haven for weary travelers. The students' thoughts faded, carried by the bus's hum and the lantern's glow, a melody that wove through the centuries. The night bus stood as a testament to rescue and hope, its purple frame a beacon in the dark, its legacy a lullaby that carried the listener into the soft embrace of dreams. The lanterns flickered, their light fading, but their warmth remained, a gentle hum that echoed the Creator's vision, a dreamy journey woven into the heart of the wizarding world. The weaving of the Marauder's map. In the heart of the 1970s, Hogwarts stood as a beacon under a moonlit sky, its towers piercing the velvet night like silent sentinels. The castle's stone halls, worn smooth by centuries of footsteps, glowed softly in the torchlight, the air thick with the scent of wax and ancient stone. Portraits whispered secrets to one another, their painted eyes glinting with mischief, while staircases shifted with a gentle creak, as if the castle itself dreamed. The great hall's ceiling sparkled with a cascade of stars, a mirror of the heavens outside, its magic a soothing hum that wrapped the castle in a dreamy calm. Through these halls moved 4 boys: James Potter, Sirius Black, Remus Lupin, and Peter Pettigrew, known as the Marauders. Their laughter, a soft melody that danced through the quiet corridors, their footsteps light but daring. The Marauders were a storm of youth, their hearts bound by loyalty and mischief. James, with his tousled hair and bold grin, led with a spark that lit the shadows. Sirius, his eyes alight with defiance, moved with a swagger that dared the castle to keep up. Remus, quieter, carried a gentle wisdom, his gaze steady despite the weight he bore. Peter, small and eager, followed with a nervous smile, his presence a quiet thread in their tapestry. They roamed Hogwarts like explorers, mapping its secrets, hidden passages, shifting staircases, rooms that appeared only to those who knew to look. The air was alive with their whispers, the scent of ink and parchment clinging to their robes, their wands casting faint glows that flickered like fireflies in the dark. One night, deep in the castle's heart, they found a hidden room, its door concealed behind a tapestry of a sleeping dragon. The room was small, its walls lined with shelves of forgotten books, the air heavy with the scent of dust and old leather. A single candle burned on a wooden table, its flame casting golden light that danced across the stone, warming the space with a cozy glow. The Marauders gathered around the table, their faces lit with excitement, their voices low as they shared a dream: to create a map that would reveal all of Hogwarts' secrets, a tool for mischief and adventure. The parchment before them was blank, but brimming with potential, its edges curling softly, as if eager for their magic. The scent of wax and ink mingled, the candles flicker a soothing rhythm, and the castle's hum seemed to pulse in time with their hearts. The weaving of the Marauders' map, as canon tells, was a masterpiece of magic and mischief. James began, his wand sparking with bold charms, tracing lines that shimmered like liquid moonlight. Sirius added flair, his spells weaving intricate patterns, his laughter a melody that filled the room. Remus, ever precise, layered enchantments with care, his steady hand guiding the map's core, ensuring it would reveal every corner of the castle. Peter, quieter but earnest, contributed small but vital charms, his wand trembling as he worked. The parchment glowed out under their wands, its ink unfurling like a river, mapping halls, passages, and secrets only they knew. The air was warm, the scent of ink sharp and grounding. The candles' light, a beacon in their clandestine work. Their whispers blended with the castle's hum, a lullaby of creation that wrapped the room in a dreamy calm. The map's magic was a symphony of their talents. Canonically, it could reveal every soul within Hogwarts, their names floating like stars on its surface. James etched the password. "I solemnly swear that I am up to no good." His voice a playful chant that sealed the map's mischief. Sirius wove the closing spell. Mischief managed, his grin wicked as the ink faded to protect their secrets. Remus ensured the map's precision, its lines sharp, its magic unflinching, even in the face of Filch's prying eyes. Peter's charms, though small, bound the map's edges, keeping it whole. The room was alive with their magic, the parchment's glow a constellation of their friendship, the air thick with the scent of wax and the faint rustle of pages. The castle seemed to approve, its stones humming softly, its staircases pausing as if to listen. Each night, they returned to the hidden room, their wands sparking, their laughter a soft counterpoint to the candle's flicker. The map grew, its lines weaving through secret passages, behind the one-eyed witch, under tapestries, through mirrors that rippled like water. The scent of ink and parchment became a comfort. The room's warmth, a haven where their dreams took shape. They spoke of pranks yet to come, of adventures in the castle's depths, their voices a melody that blended with the castle's magic. The candle burned low, its wax pooling like straw, and the map's glow was a promise, a tool for mischief, a testament to their bond. The air was alive with possibility, the castle's hum a soothing lullaby that lulled their hearts into calm. Centuries passed, and the Marauder's map endured, its parchment worn but alive, passed from hand to hand until it reached Harry Potter. In modern Hogwarts, the castle's halls still echoed with laughter, its staircases still shifted, its magic a steady pulse. A student, perhaps Harry himself, found the map in a forgotten trunk, its parchment yellowed but warm, its ink shimmering under a whispered password. The map unfolded, revealing the castle's secrets. Footsteps moving, names rooms floating, passages glowing like threads of moonlight. The student traced its lines, their wand casting a soft light, the air scented with dust and old magic. The castle's hum was a comfort, its stones holding the memory of the marauders' laughter, their mischief a spark that lit the hall. The map led the student through Hogwarts' secrets, its passages a maze of wonder. They slipped behind a tapestry, the air cool and heavy with the scent of stone. The path winding to a hidden alcove where moonlight spilled through a narrow window. The map's ink glowed, its lines a constellation of adventure, its magic a gentle pulse that guided their steps. The student's heart was light, their thoughts drifting to the marauders, James's boldness, Sirius's flair, Remus's wisdom, Peter's quiet aid. The castle was alive around them, its walls whispering, its staircases humming, the map a bridge between past and present. The air was thick with the scent of wax and earth, the map's glow a soothing beacon in the night. One evening, the student settled by their common room fire. The map spread before them, its ink fading under mischief managed. The hearth crackled, its warmth wrapping the room in a cozy embrace, the air scented with wood and the faint tang of embers. The common room was quiet, save for the fire's soft pop and the distant hum of the castle's magic. A lullaby that echoed the marauders' laughter. The student traced the map's lines, imagining the hidden room where it was born. The candles flicker, the scent of ink and parchment. The map was more than a tool. It was a story, a legacy of friendship woven into the castle's heart. The fire's glow painted the walls, its light blending with the map's shimmer. And the students' eyes grew heavy, their breath slowing. The marauders' voices seemed to linger, their laughter a melody that drifted through the centuries. The student saw them in their mind's eye, James's grin, Sirius's swagger, Remus's calm, Peter's eager nod, working by candlelight, their wands sparking, their hearts bound by mischief. The common room's warmth was a comfort, the fire's crackle a steady rhythm, the scent of wood grounding the moment. The map's magic was a gentle pulse, a reminder of the castle's secrets. Its passages a thread that tied the marauders to every student who held it. The students' thoughts drifted, carried by the fire's glow and the castle's hum, a dreamy calm that eased their heart. The fire popped, sending sparks upward, and the students smiled, their heart light, the map a treasure in their hands. The common room was still, save for the hearth's soft song and the faint rustle of the map's parchment. Outside, the castle stood under a starry sky, its towers aglow, its magic a lullaby for all who called it home. The students' eyes closed, their breath even, the fire's warmth and the map's glow, a soothing embrace. The Marauder's map, with its ink and charms, was a testament to friendship, a tale of mischief and loyalty that lulled them into restful sleep. A dreamy journey woven into the heart of Hogwarts. Helga Hufflepuff and her golden cup. In the dawn of Hogwarts, when the castle was newly forged from stone and spell, its halls glowed with the warmth of fresh magic. The air was scented with the comforting aroma of freshly baked bread and the faint tang of wax from torches that flickered in their sconces. The Hufflepuff common room, nestled near the kitchens, was a haven of earthy tones, its low ceilings cradled by wooden beams, its walls adorned with tapestries of blooming fields. Barrels lined the entrance, their wood gleaming softly, their gentle hum a melody of welcome. The hearth crackled with a steady fire, its golden light dancing across the room, wrapping it in a cozy embrace. Through these halls moved Helga Hufflepuff, one of Hogwarts' founders, her robes rustling like leaves, her wand weaving charms of community and kindness, her presence a soothing balm in the castle's youthful heart. Helga was a witch of boundless warmth, her eyes bright with a love for all who crossed her path. Canonically known for her loyalty and dedication, she valued hard work and fairness, welcoming students of every kind into her house. Her laughter was a melody that filled the common room, her hands often dusted with flour from her time in the kitchens, where she shared recipes with house elves. The air was alive with the scent of herbs and yeast, the hearth's warmth a constant, its crackle a gentle rhythm that blended with the castle's hum. Helga's vision was a school where all could thrive, and her Hufflepuff house was a reflection of that dream, its earthy glow a promise of belonging, its magic a lullaby that soothed the soul. One autumn evening, Helga retreated to a small workshop tucked beneath the common room, its stone walls aglow with candlelight, the air heavy with the scent of molten metal and polished wood. Here, she crafted her golden cup, a canon heirloom that would become a symbol of her house's heart. The cup was born of her love for sharing, its purpose to bless feasts and strengthen bonds among those who drank from it. Helga's wand sparked, its light tracing runes into the gold, the metal shaping under her steady hands into a goblet of breathtaking beauty. The cup's surface gleamed, its runes glowing faintly, its form simple yet radiant, a vessel for unity. The workshop's warmth was a comfort, the scent of guld and cedar grounding, the cup's hum, a melody that sang of togetherness. The crafting was a labor of love, Helga's chants soft as she wove spells into the gold. The canon notes the cup's magical properties, its ability to enhance the nourishment of food and drink, a reflection of Helga's care for her community. She worked late into the night, the candles burning low, their wax pooling like stars on the stone floor. The air was thick with the scent of molten metal and magic. The hearth's crackle, a steady counterpoint to her wand's sparks. The cup took shape, its curves smooth, its runes a delicate dance of light, its magic a gentle pulse that resonated with the castle's heart. Helga's smile was soft, her heart light. The workshop a haven where her vision became reality, a dreamy calm that wrapped her in peace. When the cup was complete, Helga brought it to the great hall, where the founders gathered for a feast. The ceiling sparkled with a starry sky, its magic a mirror of the night outside, the air alive with laughter, and the scent of roasted meat and fresh bread. Helga raised the golden cup, its glow catching the torchlight, its runes shimmering as she spoke a blessing. The canon tells of its beauty, a treasure that would later be corrupted as a Horcrux. But in that moment, it was pure, its magic a gift to all who shared its bounty. The feast was a celebration of unity. The cup passed from hand to hand, its warmth a bond that tied the founders and their students together. The hall's warmth was a lullaby, its air thick with the scent of food and joy. The cup's glow a soothing light that lulled the heart. The golden cup became a cornerstone of Hufflepuff's legacy, its presence a reminder of Helga's vision. At every feast, it graced the Hufflepuff table, its runes glowing, its magic blessing the food, strengthening the house's sense of family. Students drank from it, their laughter a melody that echoed Helga's own, their hearts warmed by its gentle power. The common room's hearth burned bright, its crackle a steady rhythm, the air scented with bread and herbs, a comfort that reflected the cup's magic. The castle's hum was a constant, its stones holding the memory of Helga's kindness, her cup a thread in Hogwarts' tapestry, a lullaby that soothed the soul. Centuries passed, and the golden cup's story grew into legend, whispered in the halls of modern Hogwarts. Its beauty was marred by its time as a Horcrux, but its origins remained a spark of Hufflepuff pride. A student, sitting in the Hufflepuff common room, heard the tale from a house elf, their voice soft, their eyes bright with memory. The common room was cozy, its barrels glowing, its hearth casting a golden light that danced across the tapestries. The air was thick with the scent of earth and bread. The tale's words, a gentle hum that painted images of Helga's workshop, her wand sparking, her cup aglow. The student's heart was light, their thoughts drifting to the feasts where the cup had shone, its magic a bond that tied generations together. The student imagined Helga in the great hall, her cup raised, her blessing a melody that filled the air. They saw the founders, their faces lit with joy, the starry ceiling, a canopy of dreams. The common room's warmth was a comfort, its hearth a beacon that echoed the cup's glow, its air alive with the scent of herbs and magic. The tale was a thread in Hufflepuff's heart, its magic a gentle pulse that resonated through the castle's stones. The student's wand rested in their lap, its wood warm, its hum a quiet echo of Helga's spells. The common room was still, save for the hearth's crackle and the faint hum of the castle's magic, a lullaby that wrapped them in a dreamy calm. One winter night, the student lingered by the Hufflepuff hearth, the golden cup's tale still fresh in their mind. The fire burned low, its embers glowing, its warmth wrapping the room in a gentle embrace. The air was heavy with the scent of wood and earth. The barrel's soft hum, a soothing melody that blended with the castle's pulse. Outside, snow fell softly, its flakes catching the moonlight. The grounds, a canvas of silver and shadow. The student sat cross-legged, a blanket draped over their shoulders, their thoughts drifting to Helga's workshop, its candles flickering, its air alive with the scent of good and magic. The cup's glow was a vision, its runes a dance of light, its magic a lullaby that soothed the heart. The student's eyes grew heavy, their breath slowing, the hearth's warmth a comfort that lulled their soul. They saw Helga in their mind's eye, her robes rustling, her smile warm, her cup a symbol of unity that lived through centuries. The common room's fire popped, sending sparks upward, and the student smiled, their heart light, the tale a treasure in their thoughts. The air was thick with the scent of bread and wood, the hearth's glow a beacon that echoed the cup's radiance. The golden cup was more than an heirloom. It was a story, a legacy of kindness woven into Hufflepuff's heart, a lullaby that carried the student into peace. The common room stood quiet under a snowy sky, its barrels glowing, its hearth a haven for weary hearts. The student's eyes closed, their breath even, the fire's warmth and the scent of earth a soothing embrace. The tale of Helga's golden cup was a melody of unity and care, a dreamy journey that lulled them into restful sleep, a spark of magic that lingered in the castle's stones. The hearth's embers glowed, their light fading, but their warmth remained, a testament to Helga Hufflepuff, whose cup blessed generations, a gentle hum that carried the listener into the soft embrace of dreams. The discovery of Floo powder. In a forgotten corner of 13th century England, a cozy cottage stood nestled in a quiet village, its thatched roof glistening with morning dew. The air was thick with the scent of herbs drying by the hearth and the rich, smoky tang of burning wood curling upward in delicate spirals. The cottage's windows glowed with the soft light of lanterns, their flickering flames casting shadows that danced across the stone walls. Shelves lined with potions glimmered faintly, their glass vials catching the dawn's first rays, while the distant murmur of a nearby stream wove a gentle melody through the stillness. The village slept under a twilight sky, its cobblestones damp, the air alive with the hum of magic yet to be born. Within this humble home lived Ignatia Wildsmith, a witch whose name would echo through wizarding history, her robes dusted with ash, her wand sparking with curiosity. Ignatia was a woman of quiet brilliance, her eyes bright with the spark of discovery, her hands steady as they stirred potions or traced charms. Canonically known as the inventor of Floo powder, she dreamed of a world where wizards could travel with ease, their hearths a gateway to distant places. The cottage was her sanctuary, its hearth crackling with a fire that never dimmed, its warmth wrapping the room in a cozy embrace. The air was heavy with the scent of sage and lavender, the shelves cluttered with jars of shimmering powders as each a step toward her vision. Outside, the village was hushed, the dawn painting the sky in hues of rose and gold. The stream's song, a soothing backdrop to her work. Late one night, Ignatia stood by her hearth, the fire's glow illuminating her face, her wand casting a soft light that mingled with the flames. She sifted through powders, their colors vibrant, emerald, sapphire, crimson, each a whisper of magic waiting to be unleashed. The canon tale tells of her discovery in the 13th century, a breakthrough that would change wizarding travel forever. She sprinkled a pinch of powder into the fire, and the flames roared green, their heat a gentle pulse that warmed the room. The air shimmered, the scent of burning herbs sharp and alive, and Ignatia's heart raced with the thrill of creation. The hearth's crackle was a steady rhythm, the powder's glow a melody that sang of possibility. The cottage a haven where dreams took shape. Ignatia's experiments were a dance of trial and error, her wand sparking as she mixed ingredients, the fire flaring with each attempt. She whispered charms, her voice a soft chant that blended with the hearth's song, the air thick with the scent of ash and magic. One powder fizzled, another sparked too brightly, but Ignatia's resolve was unshaken, her laughter a gentle ripple in the quiet. Finally, she found the perfect blend, a fine, glittering dust that turned the flames a vibrant green, their light casting emerald shadows on the walls. The scent of burnt herbs was grounding, the fire's warmth a comforting embrace, and the powder's hum was a lullaby that wrapped the cottage in a dreamy calm. The first Floo journey was a moment of magic, a leap into the unknown. Ignatia stood before the hearth, her robes catching the green glow, her wand tucked into her sleeve. She spoke a destination, a friend's hearth miles away, and stepped into the flames, their warmth enveloping her like a blanket. The cottage faded, the air a rush of heat and light, and she emerged in another hearth, its stones cool, its fire crackling with the same green glow. The journey was swift, the flames a gentle guide, the scent of ash and herbs lingering in her robes. Canonically, this was the birth of the Floo network, a system that would connect wizarding homes, its magic a thread that wove through hearths across the land. The cottage's warmth was a memory, its hearth a beacon that called her back. Ignatia shared her discovery, her powder spreading through the wizarding world like wildfire. Villages lit up with green flames, hearths becoming gateways, wizards stepping through with laughter and wonder. The Floo powder's magic was a comfort, its journeys a promise of connection, its flames a soothing light in the dark. Ignatia's cottage became a place of pilgrimage, witches and wizards visiting to learn her craft, their voices a soft hum that filled the air. The hearth's crackle was a constant, its warmth a reminder of her vision, the scent of herbs and wood smoke a melody that lulled the heart. The village's cobblestones gleamed under starlight, the stream's song a gentle echo, the Floo powder's glow a constellation of hope. Centuries later, the Floo network thrived, its green flames a familiar sight in wizarding homes. In modern times, students at Hogwarts learned of Ignatia's discovery, their textbooks glowing with her story, their hearths alive with her magic. A young wizard, perhaps preparing for a holiday journey, stood before a Hogwarts fireplace, its stones worn smooth by generations. They tossed Floo powder into the flames, the fire flaring green, its warmth a gentle embrace that promised a swift journey. The air was thick with the scent of ash and magic. The flames hum, a soothing lullaby that carried them through the network. The student emerged in a distant hearth, the fire's glow a comfort, the journey a dream woven by Ignatia's powder. The student's thoughts drifted to Ignatia, her cottage a vision in their mind. Its thatched roof, its glowing lanterns, its hearth alive with green flames. They imagined her at work, her wand sparking, her laughter a melody that blended with the fire's song. The Floo powder was more than a tool. It was a legacy, a spark of connection that tied wizarding hearts across miles. The hearth's warmth was a constant, its crackle a steady rhythm, the air scented with wood smoke and herbs. The student's journey was a testament to Ignatia's dream, its magic a gentle pulse that resonated through time, a lullaby that soothed the soul. One winter evening, the student settled by a hearth in a cozy inn, the fire's green flames fading, its warmth wrapping the room in a gentle embrace. The air was heavy with the scent of pine and ash, the hearth's crackle a soothing melody that blended with the inn's quiet hum. Outside, snow fell softly, its flakes catching the lantern light. The night, a canvas of stars. The student held a small pouch of Floo powder, its grains shimmering like emeralds, its magic a whisper of Ignatia's genius. They thought of her cottage, its hearth aglow, its air alive with the scent of herbs and the promise of discovery. The fire's glow painted the room, its light a beacon that echoed the green flames of centuries past. The students' eyes grew heavy, their breath slowing, the hearth's warmth a comfort that lulled their heart. They saw Ignatia in her workshop, her wand sparking, her powders glowing, her laughter a melody that carried through the ages. The Floo powder's magic was a thread in the wizarding world, its flames a bridge between homes, its hum a lullaby that soothed the soul. The fire popped, sending sparks upward, and the student smiled their heart light, the pouch warm in their hand. The inn was still, save for the hearth's soft song and the faint scent of ash, a melody that blended with the night's calm. The hearth's glow was a testament to Ignatia's vision, its flames a spark that lit the wizarding world. The student imagined the first green flames, the cottage's warmth, the stream's gentle song outside. The Floo network was a legacy of connection, its magic a gentle pulse that carried wizards through time and space. The air was thick with the scent of wood smoke and herbs. The fire's crackle, a soothing rhythm that wrapped the student in a dreamy calm. Their thoughts drifted, carried by the hearth's glow and the powder's hum, a melody that echoed Ignatia's laughter. The inn stood quiet under a snowy sky, its lanterns glowing, its hearth a beacon for weary travelers. The students' eyes closed, their breath even. The fire's warmth and the scent of ash a soothing embrace. The Floo powder's tale was a story of discovery and connection, a lullaby that carried them into restful sleep, a dreamy journey woven into the heart of the wizarding world. The hearth's flames flickered, their green light fading, but their magic lingered, a testament to Ignatia Wildsmith, whose powder lit the way for generations, a gentle hum that lulled the listener into the soft embrace of dreams. The Auror training of Alastor, Mad-Eye, Moody. In the misty dawn of 1950s wizarding Britain, a training ground lay hidden in a secluded valley, its fields cloaked in fog, the air heavy with the scent of wet grass and ozone. Lanterns hung from gnarled posts, their flickering light casting golden pools across the dew-soaked earth, while protective charms hummed softly, their magic a gentle pulse that shielded the valley from prying eyes. The sky was a tapestry of pale pinks and golds, the first rays of sunrise breaking through the mist, painting the grass in shimmering hues. A distant owl hooted, its call blending with the rustle of leaves in the morning breeze, a serene melody that wrapped the valley in a dreamy calm. Through this quiet scene strode a young Alastor Moody, not yet the grizzled Auror of legend, his eyes sharp with determination, his wand steady in his hand, his heart burning with a fierce resolve. Moody was a man of grit, his face unscarred, but already marked by a quiet intensity. Canonically destined to become one of the greatest Aurors, he trained in an era when dark forces stirred, demanding vigilance from those who would stand against them. His robes, patched but neat, caught the dawn's light as he moved through the training ground. his boots sinking into the soft earth, the scent of grass and dew clinging to him. The valley was a crucible, its air alive with the crackle of spells, the hum of charms, the faint tang of magic that lingered like smoke. Moody's presence was a spark, his resolve a beacon, his steps a steady rhythm that echoed the valley's pulse, a soothing anchor in the morning's quiet. The training was relentless, a canon dance of stealth, dueling, and vigilance that shaped Moody into a legend. Under the watchful eyes of veteran Aurors, he practiced spells in a clearing, his wand flashing with precise arcs, its sparks lighting the mist like fireflies. The air was cool, the scent of earth grounding, the lantern's glow a gentle guide in the dawn. Moody's voice was low, his incantations steady, each spell a thread in the tapestry of his skill. He learned to shield, to disarm, to track. His movements swift but controlled, his heart steady despite the weight of his calling. The valley's calm was a contrast, its mist curling around him, its silence a lullaby that soothed the soul, the training a dreamy rhythm of purpose and power. Moody's growth was marked by trials, each one a step toward his canon legacy. He faced mock duels, his wand a blur, his spells weaving through the air with a precision that belied his youth. The trainers pushed him, their voices sharp but kind, teaching him to see threats in shadows, to hear danger in silence. The canon tells of his mantra, constant vigilance, born in these fields, a creed that would guide him through decades of battle. Scars would come later, as would his magical eye. But here, in the valley, his heart was forged, his resolve a flame that burned bright. The air was thick with the scent of ozone and grass, the lantern's light a soft glow, the valley's hum a melody that lulled the heart into focus. The training ground was a place of quiet intensity, its fields alive with the echoes of spells. Moody practiced under starry skies, his wand casting light that danced across the grass, his breath misting in the cool night air. He learned to move silently, to sense danger, to trust his instincts, each lesson a thread in his growing strength. The valley's mist was a comfort, its silence a canvas for his spells, the scent of earth and dew a grounding force. The lanterns flickered, their light blending with the stars, and the training was a symphony of effort and magic, a lullaby that wrapped Moody in a dreamy calm, his heart steady with purpose. As years passed, Moody's legend grew, his name whispered in Auror halls as a beacon of vigilance. Canonically, he battled dark wizards, his scars a testament to his courage, his magical eye a tool of his unyielding watchfulness. The training ground's lessons lived in him, its fields a memory that shaped his every step. In modern times, students at Hogwarts heard his story, their textbooks glowing with tales of his battles, his mantra a spark that lit their hearts. A young wizard, training in their own right, stood in a field near Hogwarts, their wand casting a soft light, the air scented with grass and magic. The valley's echo lingered, its mist a reminder of Moody's trials, its calm a soothing balm that eased their soul. The student imagined Moody in the 1950s, his wand flashing, his eyes sharp, his voice chanting constant vigilance under a starry sky. The training ground was vivid in their mind, its lanterns glowing, its mist curling, its air alive with the hum of spells. Moody's legacy was a thread in the wizarding world, his courage a light that shone through decades of darkness. The field was quiet, the scent of dew grounding, the stars above a gentle glow that painted the night. The student's wand rested in their hand, its wood warm, its hum a quiet echo of Moody's spells. The valley's calm was a lullaby, its magic a gentle pulse that wrapped them in a dreamy embrace. One crisp evening, the student lingered in the field, the stars bright above, the air cool with the scent of grass and earth. They sat on a soft patch of ground, their cloak pooling around them, their thoughts drifting to Moody's training, his wand sparking, his resolve a flame that never wavered. The field's silence was a comfort, its lanterns long gone, but their glow a memory in the starlight. The air was thick with the scent of dew and ozone, the stars' light a beacon that echoed Moody's vigilance. The student's heart was light, their breath slowing, the field's calm a soothing melody that lulled their soul. Moody's story was a testament to courage, a spark that lit the night, a lullaby that carried them into peace. The student's thoughts wandered to the valley's mist, its lanterns flickering, its air alive with the crackle of spells. They saw Moody, young and fierce, his wand a blur, his heart steady despite the trials. The field's grass was soft, its scent grounding, the stars above a constellation of dreams. The training ground's legacy was a thread in the wizarding world, its lessons a guide for those who followed. The student's eyes grew heavy, the air cool against their skin, the fields hum, a gentle pulse that soothed their heart. The stars glowed, their light blending with the memory of Moody's spells, a dreamy calm that wrapped them in rest. The field stood quiet under a starry sky, its grass swaying in the night breeze, its magic a steady pulse that hummed in the earth. The student leaned back, their cloak soft against the ground, the scent of grass and dew lingering in the air. Moody's tale was a melody of vigilance and courage, a lullaby that carried the weight of his battles, his scars, his triumphs. The student's breath was even, their heart light, the fields calm, a soothing embrace that lulled them into sleep. The stars shone bright, their light a testament to Moody's legacy, a gentle hum that carried the listener into the soft embrace of dreams, a dreamy journey woven into the heart of the wizarding world. The Centaurs' star chart. In the heart of the forbidden forest, where ancient trees stood like silent sentinels, the midnight air shimmered with a magic as old as the stars themselves. The trees, their gnarled branches twisting toward the heavens, whispered secrets in the night breeze, their leaves whispering secrets, the air thick with the scent of pine and damp moss. Moonlight filtered through the canopy, casting a silver glow across the forest floor, where shadows danced in soft, fluid patterns, alive with secrets, dreams. A gentle stream gurgled nearby, its waters catching the starlight, weaving a melody that blended with the forest's quiet hum. The air was cool, scented with earth and dew, the night a canvas of constellations that pulsed with timeless wisdom. In this enchanted wood, the centaurs roamed, their hooves silent on the moss, their eyes fixed on the stars, their presence a serene anchor in the forest's dreamy embrace. The centaurs, canonically wise and proud, were the forest's ancient seers, their lives woven into its roots. Their coats gleamed under the moonlight, their tails swishing softly, their faces etched with the weight of prophecy. Firenze, a centaur known to Hogwarts' halls, stood in a clearing, his gaze tracing the stars, his voice a low chant that resonated with the forest's hum. The canon tells of their skill in reading the heaven, their prophecies guiding their kind through centuries of solitude. The clearing was a haven, its ground soft with fallen leaves, the air alive with the scent of pine and the faint sweetness of wild flowers. The stars above were a map, their light a gentle glow that painted the centaur's face, his words a soothing melody that lulled the forest into calm. The Centaurs' star reading was a ritual of reverence, their voices blending with the night's quiet song. Firenze's hooves shifted on the moss, his eyes following Orion's arc, his chant a whisper of fates yet to unfold. The forest listened, its trees leaning closer, their leaves rustling as if in agreement. Canonically, the Centaurs distrusted humans, their wisdom guarded, their prophecies shared only with those who respected their ways. Yet, in the clearing, their presence was a comfort, their voices a lullaby that soothed the creatures that called the forest home. Unicorns paused in distant glades, their coats shimmering, their heads bowed as if hearing the stars' song. Thestrals glided silently, their wings a soft breeze, their eyes gleaming in the dark. The air was thick with the scent of earth and dew, the clearing a dreamy sanctuary where the heavens spoke. The Centaurs were the forest's guardians, their hooves tracing paths where others feared to tread. They guided its creatures, their wisdom a light in the shadows. A unicorn, lost in the mist, might find a centaur's steady gaze, their voice a gentle guide to safer glades. Thestrals, seen only by those touched by death, might follow a centaur's path, their wings brushing the leaves, their silence a quiet trust. Even Aragog's children, deep in their webs, respected the centaur's presence, their clicks a soft acknowledgement in the night. The forest's magic was a steady pulse, its air cool with the scent of moss and pine. The centaur's chants, a soothing thread that wove through every branch and root. The clearing's calm was a balm, its moonlight a gentle glow that lulled the heart into peace. In the forest's depths, the centaurs' lives were a quiet symphony, their starlit wisdom a secret shared with the trees. They spoke of comets and conjunctions, their voices low, their eyes bright with the weight of destiny. The canon notes their isolation, their loyalty to the forest, their prophecies a guide for their kind. Firenze, standing alone, might recall a night when Mars burned red, his chant a warning of trials to come. The trees' whispers were a counterpoint, their leaves a soft rustle that blended with his voice, the air alive with the scent of earth and starlight. The forest was a haven, its magic a gentle hum that cradled the centaur's dreams, its clearing a place where the stars sang a lullaby for those who listened. Centuries later, the forbidden forest stood as it always had, its borders fringing Hogwarts, its shadows deep and inviting. Students, drawn by tales of its mysteries, lingered at its edge, their wands casting faint light, their footsteps soft on the grass. One such student, cloaked in the stillness of dusk, ventured to the forest's border, the air cool with the scent of pine and dew. They paused, their wand aglow, and glimpsed a centaur in a distant clearing, his silhouette framed by moonlight, his voice a faint chant that carried on the breeze. The canon tells of Firenze's kindness to Harry, his willingness to share the stars' wisdom. And this centaur's presence was a fleeting comfort, his words a prophecy that soothed the student's heart. The student stood at the forest's edge, the trees' whispers a gentle hum, the moonlight painting the ground in shades of silver and shadow. They imagined the centaurs' lives, nights spent charting the stars, hooves silent on moss, voices weaving prophecies that guided the forest's creatures. The air was thick with the scent of earth and pine. The stars glow, a beacon that echoed the centaur's wisdom. The forest's magic was a steady pulse, its hum a lullaby that wrapped the student in a dreamy calm. They thought of Firenze, his eyes bright with starlight, his chant a melody that carried the weight of centuries. The clearing's calm was a memory, its moonlight a gentle light that eased their soul. The forest's edge was a place of quiet wonder, its trees standing sentinel, their branches swaying in the night breeze. The student settled against a great oak, its bark warm despite the evening chill, its leaves whispering overhead. The air was alive with the scent of moss and dew, the stars above a constellation of dreams. The centaur's chant seemed to linger, its notes a soothing melody that blended with the forest's hum, a lullaby that lulled the heart into peace. The student's thoughts drifted to the forest's creatures, unicorns with their glowing coats, thestrals with their silent grace, centaurs with their starlit wisdom. The forest was a sanctuary, its magic a gentle pulse that cradled all who entered with care. The moonlight glowed, its silver light pooling on the ground, catching the dew like scattered stars. The student imagined the centaurs in their clearing, their hooves soft on moss, their voices chanting fates beneath the heavens. They saw Firenze, his gaze fixed on the stars, his words a prophecy that guided the forest's heart. The air was cool, the scent of pine grounding, and the tree's hum was a melody that eased the soul. The student's breath slowed, their eyes heavy. The forest's magic, a soothing embrace that lulled them into calm. The Centaurs' legacy was a thread in the forest's tapestry, their wisdom a light that shone through centuries, a lullaby that soothed the heart. The forest stood quiet under a starry sky, its trees ancient, its magic a steady pulse that hummed in the leaves. The student leaned against the oak, its warmth a comfort, the moonlight a gentle glow that painted the edge in shades of silver and shadow. The Centaur's chant was a distant hum, its notes a melody that carried the weight of stars, of prophecies, of dreams. The student's heart was light, their thoughts drifting like leaves on the breeze. The forest song a dreamy calm that wrapped them in rest. The air was thick with the scent of moss and pine. The stars' glow, a beacon that echoed the Centaur's wisdom. The trees' whispers faded, the clearing still, save for the rustle of leaves and the distant gurgle of the stream. The forbidden forest, with its centaurs and stars, remained a sanctuary, its magic a lullaby for those who listened. The student's eyes closed, their breath even, the scent of pine and dew lingering in the air. The moonlight glowed, the trees stood sentinel, and the forest's chant was a soothing embrace, a tale of wisdom and wonder that carried them into the soft embrace of sleep. A dreamy journey woven into the heart of the forbidden forest.